Emily stood in front of the mirror, adjusting her simple dress for the fifth time. She wasn't the kind of woman who went on dates, anymore, especially not blind dates. Her life had revolved around her 6-year-old son Noah since her divorce 3 years ago. She glanced at the clock, almost 7. Her heart raced. Suddenly her phone buzzed. A text from the babysitter. "Sorry, Emily, I can't make it tonight. Something came up." Emily froze. Panic rushed through her veins. "Not tonight," she whispered. She had already canceled 2 dates in the past because of babysitting issues. She knew if she canceled again, her friends would stop trying to set her up. Noah peeked into the room holding his toy car. "Mommy, are we still going out?" Emily knelt down, brushing his soft brown hair. "Sweetheart, looks like you're coming with me." She smiled nervously, masking her fear. Her mind raced. What kind of man wants to go on a date with a woman who brings her child along? As she grabbed Noah's little hand and walked toward the restaurant, she whispered, "Please, Noah, be on your best behavior. Mommy really needs this." Her palms were sweaty, her heart pounded. The thought haunted her, maybe this was a mistake. The restaurant was warm and glowing, filled with soft laughter and the clinking of glasses. Emily spotted a man sitting at the table near the window, tall, neatly dressed, with kind eyes that seemed to scan the room with calm patience. "That must be him," she whispered to herself. Daniel stood as she approached. His smile was polite, welcoming, but Emily's nerves bubbled over before he could even greet her. I'm so sorry," she blurted out. Her voice trembled. "This is Noah. My babysitter canceled last minute. I understand if this ruins the evening, but I didn't want to cancel on you again." Daniel blinked, surprised. Emily braced herself, already imagining his disappointment. She pictured him grabbing his coat, making an excuse, and walking out, but instead Daniel crouched down to Noah's level. "Hey there, buddy. What's your name?" "Noah." The boy answered shyly, clutching his toy car. "Nice car," Daniel said with a grin. "I used to race those on the table when I was your age." Emily's mouth fell open. She had expected irritation or pity, but this man was smiling, not at her, but at her son. "Do you like pizza?" Daniel asked Noah. Noah's eyes lit up. "I love pizza." Daniel pulled out a chair. "Perfect. Let's order the biggest one they've got." Emily sat down slowly, her nerves easing but her heart confused. Who is this man? As the night unfolded, Emily found herself watching something she hadn't seen in years. Her son laughing freely with another adult. Daniel didn't just tolerate Noah's presence, he embraced it. He folded napkins into little paper animals and pretended they were battling on the table. He let Noah choose the dessert and even taught him how to make silly faces with the straw wrappers. At one point, Noah leaned back in his chair, giggling so hard he nearly spilled his drink. Emily couldn't remember the last time she'd seen her son so carefree. She sat in silence, her heart caught between relief and wonder. This wasn't how dates went, not for her. Usually men grew quiet, their smiles fading once they realized she came with baggage. But Daniel never once looked at Noah as baggage. When the pizza arrived, Noah immediately started talking about school, about the drawing contest he wanted to win, and how he missed having a dad around. Emily froze at that last sentence, embarrassed, but Daniel's expression softened. He didn't flinch, didn't glance at Emily with pity. Instead, he said, "You must be really brave, Noah. Do you help your mom out a lot?" Noah nodded proudly. "I'm Mommy's helper." Emily's eyes filled with tears. She quickly blinked away. For the first time in years, she felt safe, as though someone else saw the value in her son and in her. When dessert arrived, 2 scoops of chocolate ice cream with sprinkles, Noah busied himself building a fort. With the empty sugar packets, Daniel leaned forward, his voice quiet. "Emily, you don't have to apologize." She stared at him. For what? For being a mother. He held her gaze. "You showed up tonight worried I'd see your son as an inconvenience, but the truth is, if someone sees Noah as baggage, they don't deserve you." Emily's throat tightened. She had never heard those words spoken so directly, so sincerely. "I've spent years," she admitted softly, "feeling like I had to hide that part of my life, like being a mom made me less desirable." Daniel shook his head gently. "It makes you stronger. It makes you someone who knows how to love, how to sacrifice, and Noah," he glanced at the little boy giggling over his sugar fort, "isn't a burden, he's a blessing. Any man would be lucky to sit here with both of you." Emily felt the tears fall before she could stop them. For so long, she had carried shame and loneliness, convincing herself no one could accept her life. But in that moment, Daniel's words washed over her like healing. It wasn't just a blind date anymore. It was a reminder that kindness still existed, that love could still be real. The evening ended with laughter and lightness that Emily hadn't felt in years. Noah slipped his small hand into Daniel's as they walked toward the car, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Emily's heart ached and swelled all at once. She whispered, "Thank you, for tonight, for understanding, for all of it." Daniel smiled softly. "Emily, maybe this isn't just a blind date. Maybe it's the start of something real." Noah looked up, grinning. "Can we see him again, Mommy?" Emily laughed through her tears. "We'll see, sweetheart." But deep inside, hope bloomed where fear used to live. For the first time in years, she drove home not feeling like a single mother struggling to hold everything together, but like a woman who had just been given a second chance at love. She glanced at Noah in the back seat, asleep with chocolate still on his lips, and whispered a silent prayer of gratitude. Because that night, in the middle of an ordinary blind date, a struggling single mom discovered something extraordinary: that kindness can heal, that compassion can transform, and that sometimes love doesn't just accept the life you bring, it celebrates it. Emily smiled as the city lights blurred past. Maybe, just maybe, this was only the beginning. Emily walked into that restaurant carrying shame, fear, and the heavy weight of being a single mom who thought love no longer had space for her. But she left carrying something she never expected: hope. Daniel's kindness showed her that true love doesn't see flaws, struggles, or baggage. It sees the whole person, the strength, the sacrifices, and the heart that beats beneath it all. That night wasn't just about pizza, laughter, or a blind date. It was about a simple truth: the right people don't just accept your story, they embrace it and they choose to be part of it. And as Emily held her son's hand, she realized she didn't need to apologize anymore for being a mother, for being imperfect, or for dreaming of love again. Because sometimes, when you least expect it, life brings you exactly the person who reminds you that you are more than enough.